Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. And in this episode, we will give you our review for episode 8, the season finale of The Mandalorian. We have a lot of thoughts to say about it. No spoilers for you guys. Dylan, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man. I have a lot of thoughts on this episode. Mainly not good. This was not the way.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil much, but I was kind of underwhelmed with the way they ended this. I feel like it was handled for a finale kind of poorly. I think it was way too rushed. I think they kind of fumbled the bag with the 39-minute episode. The battles were kind of cool. And especially with Mando, I think finally we got more of Mando in this episode than we got in this entire season. But what did you think about this finale?
Yeah, for sure. I think that the runtime was a detriment, of course. We've spoken about that in previous reviews. If it could have been longer, though, I don't know if they could explore more ideas or something. I mean, again, it's a huge battle. I think that, of course, they thought about that since the writing of it, that we're going to have this huge battle and it's going to be the end of whatever. So I don't know. I think this was just a really fun episode. The ending, I think, was a lot more sentimental. Maybe perhaps they could have tied off more loose ends since, I don't know, when we're going to see the show make a return. But for the most part, I feel like this could have been one of the weaker episodes too. I'd say just because of how short it was. I think, they messed up with that.
Yeah, I feel like this would have been better, like maybe 2 or even the last episode. The ending, you had a good point. We were talking earlier and you said like this was kind of like a Western, like John Wayne type of ending where I won't spoil it, but it was a nice send-off, but I feel like that they kind of, at the end, rushed it a bit, and it just felt like it was kind of like the battle was over, and then like, okay, let's just, end it here.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of things which I'll touch on in the spoiler review that I kind of wish we had seen before it concluded. And I have a lot of questions, especially regarding Mandalore. Now, I'm like, well, what's the future of Mandalore, right? Because I was also kind of confused because now we have, they had that land on Navarro that Greef Karga gave them, but like nobody's there anymore because I guess they're all on Mandalore now. So I wonder what's going to happen with that. Moff Gideon, I have a lot of questions regarding, what's his future, like with the future of the Empire, like as far as the leadership. And also for Grogu, especially, I think his stake in the show feels kind of awkward now, because they're trying to push him to be like, like his like Din Djarin's apprentice, where he's kind of like this Mandalorian foundling, but it comes off too weird for me. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just can't see him, like, at least in the immediate future. Like, I can't see Grogu being ingrained to this kind of warrior culture. I think we would have to do a time jump if we were going to see that.
Yeah,
what
sure.
do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think, again, well, here's the thing. As long as he doesn't seem like an animatronic puppet, and I think that they did a good job with seeming like this character is real, that's fine. But he does seem goofy or out of place in certain scenarios where it's like, like that. I think they actually did him really well, I think, in season 1. Later on, that's where you kind of knew, like, the stakes are kind of artificial. We know that nothing bad is going to happen because Grogu's there and Grogu's funny and cute, so it just pulls you back. I think they could do a tonal shift in the future, because how they built up this ending, it was very open-ended, which is why I'm kind of confused. I don't think we'll see Mandalorian make a return for quite a while since they have so many projects. But if they do, I could certainly see a time jump. I think that'll make sense. But again, they backed themselves in a corner because Grogu is actually, like, the armor is saying he's too young. I was like, he's older than you. So I don't know how far they're going to go into the future.
Right.
I guess he is the Groot of Star Wars. Do with that as you will. I don't know if he'll be like a teenager next time we might see him. It'll be kind of weird. He hasn't even spoke his first words yet, really. I hope his first words are "This is the way" or "Didn't something." That'll be so cute. I'll feel like So yeah, I mean, but he wasn't like the whole center of this episode or the season. I hope that later on we can see more of his Jedi side. So now we could actually see the balance of like the Mandalorian side, the Jedi side, because they do have a lot in common. And I think that's why they have Grogu. It's like this device to show that yeah, we have a lot in common. I mean, they even have the Darksaber. A lot of stuff happened with Darksaber, by the way, but we won't get into that yet. Yeah, what else? Do you have any other thoughts before we wrap up?
I mean, even Bo-Katan, like, she had a lot of highlights in this episode, but then it kind of feels like we didn't see her for the ending.
Right.
And I thought maybe she'd have a bigger role. I was kind of disappointed with how they dropped a lot of characters in this final episode. As they built them up over the season, I thought a lot of bigger things were going to happen. It just, for me, it didn't come together nicely. I wish it would have been, wrapped up in a nice, sweet bow for this episode. But I mean, the rest of the season, which we'll talk about in our season 3 review, it was kind of like, here and there were like a lot of weird episodes, which Mandalorian does anyway, because every episode is kind of like a movie in a way. But here it just, I don't know, it feels like the threat wasn't as imminent as I thought, and I guess it just didn't pay off in the end. I'm sure a lot of people will probably feel different. Maybe they like this season finale. I just think it could have been pushed a lot better. That's my final thoughts.
All right. Well, you guys heard it from us. So if you guys like this video, please remember to actually like the video and share with your friends. That'll help out the channel a lot. We have a lot of stuff coming in the future near you. So please remember to support us any way you can. Dylan, and also stick around because we're going to have a review discussion filled with spoilers and also season 3 review. Dylan, take us away.
Yeah, and be sure to check out all our Mandalorian Season 3 review episodes. We did week by week. We're still covering a lot of shows. We're covering Succession now. We're covering Barry on HBO. Yeah. And we have a ton of other content planned for the rest of the month. So yeah, stick around, guys. And until then, thanks for having lunch with us. And this is the way.
This is the way. See you guys.